An employee was caught on camera pissing in the beer. A football coach is angry that they canceled the season after he was shot at practice. And Texas Republicans are banning women from using highways for their abortion appointments. These are the weird stories for Tuesday on Weird AF News, the only daily weird news podcast in the world. An investigation is launched after an employee is caught peeing in the beer. Have you guys heard of Tsingtao? It's a very popular Chinese beer. You'll find it here in the States. I've drank Tsingtao many times. Unbeknownst to me, I could have possibly been ingesting someone's urine. A video went viral, allegedly showing an employee of Tsingtao beer allegedly peeing into a tank that was holding components for the company's well-known beer. I love how they described it as, it's a tank holding the components for the beer. You mean the beer? He pissed in the beer, bro. Peeing in the beer, peeing in the beer, peeing in the beer, peeing in the beer. He pissed in the beer. In related news, Tsingtao is being sued for stealing Bud Light's secret ingredient. Good one, Jonesy. Yeah, because it's piss? Because Bud Light tastes like piss? Are we on board? Okay, sorry. Just joking around, guys. This video surfaced online. It went extremely viral. It shows a worker at the beer plant entering the container over a high wall while wearing a helmet and an outfit. After entering, the individual proceeds to urinate inside the container. And now Tsingtao is launching their own investigation. And among other transgressions, this man clearly took an unauthorized bathroom break. That's not okay. But in his defense, he didn't leave his workspace to pee, so that's pretty good. And saved on water, saving on the ingredients. Tsingtao is none too pleased that this video went extremely viral. The company said it promptly notified the authorities upon seeing the video, and that this particular batch has been sealed. I hope they got the right batch. That's all I'm going to say. It says China's largest exporter and one of the country's leading breweries is Tsingtao. In this particular video, the transgression took place at Tsingtao Beer No. 3 factory. Tsingtao says that they attach great importance to this online video, and they've even turned it over to the police, who have started an investigation as well. Chinese social media, I can't speak today, clearly. Chinese social media has been shocked by the clip, as the brand is hugely well known both at home and abroad. We have here a quote from a commenter online. Now, these commenters can be pretty mean. Let's see what this commenter says. A piss that will ruin a lot of money. This worker has done some real damage here. Another person wrote, good thing I don't drink beer, but it's unimaginable if this brand is finished because of this. Another person wrote, is this the first time, though? Tsingtao Brewery shares saw a significant decline on the stock market upon the opening of the Shanghai Stock Exchange this morning. But by the afternoon, they were essentially unchanged, it says. I don't know why we need to know this information, but apparently it's important. Well, no doubt this employee is going to be without a job for peeing in the beer. But the good news is I heard Miller High Life is hiring, so this guy can just mosey on over to Miller and bring his secret ingredient to their batches. Have you ever had Miller High Life? Oh, boy. Another beer that tastes like piss. My beer tastes like piss, 'cause it is piss. My beer tastes like piss, 'cause it is piss. A football coach that was shot by an angry parent is disappointed that the league canceled the football season. They really like football in Missouri, guys. We have here a volunteer football coach. He's even a volunteer, wasn't even paid to be there, gets shot. He was allegedly shot by an angry parent during team practice. And he says he's disappointed that the league canceled the remainder of the season. The coach's name is Shaquille Lattimore. He's a defensive coordinator with the St. Louis Bad Boys. Oh, it's the Bad Boys. They're probably accustomed to having guns at their practices. They are a Missouri-based youth football team. The coach received surgery after he got shot four times, by a parent. Mr. Lattimore, the coach, got into a confrontation with Daryl Clemens, a 43-year-old parent who was present during the team's practice session. Daryl Clemens, the parent, was upset with the coach for not starting his son during the session. This isn't even a game. This was a practice. He shot him for not starting the son at a practice game, not a real game. Not that justifies a shooting either, if it's a real game. But you can kind of, parents get crazy during the games. This parent got upset during the practice session. An argument ensued between Lattimore and Clemens, and the parent, Clemens, allegedly pulled out a gun, started firing at the coach in front of the kids, who are 9 and 10 years old. Here's a quote from Coach Lattimore. "Well, I didn't see his gun until it was already too late. I ran. He shot me in the back. I fell. He shot me a couple more times." Now, through some sort of miracle, none of the children were injured, despite this guy just blasting away on the field. Police responded to the scene and found the coach with serious physical injuries, and he was transported to the hospital and received surgery. After the shooting, the city of St. Louis decided to suspend the bad boys from the football league. We have a quote from the city spokesperson, Nick Dunn. "After a series of incidents perpetrated by adults which culminated in the shooting, this recreation division has decided to suspend the team's participation in the Legends Football League. League rules are in place to ensure the protection of our youth. We have participants ages 5 to 13, and we will continue to uphold the rules to ensure this football season is safe and successful." It says here the parent has been charged with first-degree assault. I'm not sure what that means, but shouldn't murder be in the charge somewhere? It sounds like attempted murder to me. You shot him. He's on the ground. You shot him some more? That's some murder. Sounds like. Attempts. Parents are insane. Sports parents are crazy. Crazy. Apparently, despite all of this, the decision to suspend the team doesn't sit well with Coach Lattimore. Guy got shot up, and he still doesn't agree with the decision. He said, quote, "Well, I don't know why they did that, really." You don't know why? You don't know why, Coach Lattimore? The guy tried to kill you on the field in front of kids. You're not sure why? He goes on to say, "Our team is one of the best teams in that league." Yeah, well, that, being good at a sport doesn't really, make leeway. Jonesy, what are you talking about? You know what I'm trying to say. Just because you're good at a sport doesn't mean you'll tolerate parents whipping out guns during practice and games. He says, "I am really disappointed with their decision. I love those kids. I want to tell them to keep their heads up. This is what a fighter looks like." That's what he said after leaving the hospital. I can't even get over this coach's attitude towards football and in the larger picture, gunplay. I mean, it just seems to be okay. There's a whole area of my country who's just so comfortable around guns. They're just like, what? Just because the guy shot me? I mean, can't we just play the game? What? We could just give the kids guns and let's continue the practice, shall we? I just can't. Let me just put this out there. Anyone want to take over my closet so I can move the hell out of this stupid, dangerous country that I live in? Anyone interested in swapping with Jonesy here? Yay! Want to create a podcast? Spotify's platform lets you easily make, record, distribute a podcast everywhere, even earn a little bit of money, all in one place too, for free. It's called Spotify for Podcasters. You record and edit on your phone or your computer. You send it to Spotify, and everywhere podcasts can be heard. They even have video podcasting options. Spotify for Podcasters allows you to earn money with ads and subscriptions as well. Best of all, it's free. Try it. Download Spotify for Podcasters or go to spotify.com/podcasters to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your life, man. A Texas county has banned women from using highways for abortion appointments. Lubbock County, Texas joins a group of other rural Texas counties that have voted to ban women from using their roads in order to seek some abortions. This comes after 6 cities and counties in Texas have passed abortion-related bans. This ordinance, however, makes Lubbock the biggest jurisdiction yet to pass restrictions on what they're calling abortion-related transportation. Oh, so sad. It's 2023, and yet we still have these Christo-fascists in these church states. If it was up to them, they would probably ban women from driving completely, really. I like to call them the Texas Taliban, also known as the Al-Qaeda. And I don't know how you're even going to enforce this. It sounds unconstitutional to me. What are you going to do? Pull all the women over, make them prove that they're prego? Just cut to a scene in Texas where just women are lining the highways, peeing on sticks on the side of the road. I swear, I'm just going to Costco. I swear. All right, let's get a little bit more information about this idiocy that we find in places like rural Texas. It says here, last week, Lubbock County commissioners passed an ordinance banning abortion, abortion-inducing drugs, and travel for abortion in the unincorporated areas of Lubbock County, declaring Lubbock County a, quote, sanctuary county for the unborn. Yes, protection for the unborn. You know, in certain places, the unborn have more rights than women, sadly. Hey, until the unborn starts paying taxes, maybe let women drive around. How about that? Ridiculous. The ordinance was introduced to the court last Wednesday and was passed by a 3-0 vote with certain commissioners, all of them Republicans, voting to pass the legislation. At the helm of the legislation and the campaign to ban abortion-related transit in Texas is someone named Mark, who's a Christian pastor who began pushing communities to outlaw abortion by declaring themselves sanctuary cities for the unborn in 2019. So this is his bag. Yeah, it's no surprise that this is a Christian pastor at the helm of the legislation. How about we have a Christian pastor at the helm of legislation in the community? What could possibly go wrong? I don't know. Do you think the separation of church and state might be compromised a little bit, guys? Just a little bit? Don't you? You know, I feel bad for the women. I also feel bad for all of the people who lost their lives during something called the 30 Years' War, which at the end of which they did fight for the separation of church and state. But we've seemed to ignore that over the centuries that have passed. Now it says here, abortion rights supporters believe this transport ban will backfire on the anti-abortion movement as abortion rights advocates continue to fight against them as they head into the 2024 elections. And again, I don't even know how you enforce this stuff. What do you have? Prego sniffing dogs? What? I mean, I can spot a woman in her first trimester passing me at 75 miles an hour. I know what I'm doing over here. I mean, how you even gonna enforce this? So stupid. Now, in response to this travel ban, Planned Parenthood of Greater Texas said in a press release, access to healthcare services, including abortion, should not be determined by someone's zip code, especially when these restrictions will disproportionately impact low-income women and women of color. We remain committed to advocating for access to abortion for any Texan, including here in Lubbock. And I advocate for any woman living in Texas to drive the hell out of there. I think you should drive the hell out of there. Take control of your life. You should be able to have control of every facet of your life, I believe. I mean, so long as you live in Texas, this is not going to be happening anytime soon for you, sadly. And the hypocrisy of the entire situation is that you better believe if any of these Republican lawmakers knocked up their admins and didn't want their wife to know about it, they would be the first to truck them out of Texas to a place where they could get an abortion for that admin. You better believe that would happen. Yeah, this is what you get. Now, I know some of my listeners might disagree with me. Some might agree with me. Call the show 646-450-2012. Please be a woman. Magic Mind is a healthy green energy shot that is now a part of my life. You guys know that caffeine fuels me. I drink a lot of coffee, but lately I can't drink that fourth, fifth cup because I got the acid reflux. So I found another source for my energy, guys. It's called Magic Mind. It's a coffee alternative made up of a green shot, and it's delicious. It has amazing ingredients like matcha and vitamins B and C and other vitamins. It gives me the energy without the jitters of coffee, and I don't get that acid reflux, which I find quite annoying, don't you? Well, for my listeners like me who are coffee addicts, but you'd like a healthy, energetic alternative, try Magic Mind. I have an offer for my listeners right now. magicmind.co/weirdaf is where you want to go. You want to use my code WEIRDAF20. You'll get 20% off a one-time purchase or a subscription to Magic Mind. So check it out. magicmind.co/weirdaf is where you go. I'll put a link in the description of the podcast. Use my code WEIRDAF20 to get 20% off. Try Magic Mind, a nice healthy alternative that still gives you that energy. Yeah. Hey, thanks for joining me for this episode of Weird AF News. I appreciate you, my loyal listener and friend of the show. I want to give thanks and praise. We have here Christina Wingert sent me a lovely gift in the mail. She made me a t-shirt that says Weird AF News Podcast on the front, and on the back it says good luck with your life, man. It's blue and it's amazing. She also made me a little plaque that says Weird AF News Daily Podcast on air, and I've hung that plaque in the closet right above my head so I can look at it when I'm recording and be happy. And she even wrote me a nice letter here. I'm going to read a little bit of it. It says, hey, Jonesy, wanted to let you know how much my whole family appreciates and loves you. Me, my husband, Joe, and our friend William listen to you every night. It gives us a good laugh and time to relax. One of our favorites was the song you sang about the guy who crashed into the police station. Oh, my God, it was so funny, and we laughed so hard that we cried. Keep it up. Chrissy, Joe, and Willie from Nebraska. A big shout out to the Wingert and family and friends for being big supporters of the podcast. And thank you so much, Christina, for making me this stuff. I just love it so much. It was really nice of you. I also got a new member of the Patreon. It's Janet Neely. So shout out to Janet Neely for becoming a member of the Patreon. So generous of you. This is a great way to support the show. It's like buying Jonesy a beer every month. Isn't that cool? I appreciate that, Janet. And please enjoy the extra content that's inside the Patreon. It goes back a few years. There's enough stuff in there to keep you busy if you're into that. I'm constantly putting weird content in there, personal content as well. Some of my photos and videos of my various adventures I'll put in the Patreon for the members. Just trying to keep everybody entertained in there. I have a nice crew of people who are in the Patreon, and they support the show. And they're so generous, and I'm so appreciative. If you want to join the Patreon like Janet Neely, the superstar, then download the Patreon app on your phone and do a search for Weird AF News, or go to patreon.com/weirdafnews, or just go to weirdafnews.com and click on the Patreon banner. I also have here a nice email from Jennifer Lopez, who wrote me. She said, I have recently started listening and enjoying your podcast. Jonesy, I have a little feedback. One, Kenny in New York City doing rat talk is awesome. I met him in person a couple times. He's reducing the rat population. Number two, I think you need to get out of that closet. For many of us, it's been very hard to get out of the closet. Loved your episode about LGBT plus people and the Pope. Number three, next time you come to NYC, we should go get gay Pop-Tarts and gay cereal. Thanks, Jennifer Lopez. Yeah, I want gay Pop-Tarts and gay cereal. It's very delicious, I'm sure. Well, you forgot to add coffee, Jennifer. We're going to get coffee with our gay Pop-Tarts and gay cereal. We'll get some gay coffee, too, if you're down with that. I don't know what gay coffee is. I'm sure it's delicious. Well, that about does it for the outro. I'll try and keep it as brief as possible. Appreciate you all. If you'd like to email me, it's funnyjones@gmail.com. Please feel free to send me any weird stories you come across this week, and I'll try to cover them on the show. And the number is 646-450-2012 if any of you would like to leave me a voicemail expressing yourself, expressing your opinion, or if you just want to say what's up. All right, have a great one, and good luck with your life, man.